Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Allegedly, a pop culture podcast. If you're new here, welcome, which hopefully you are, since we're officially sharing this with people in our circles after this episode. If you somehow found the first episode, I'm sorry, and welcome back. I grew up with nothing but Us Weekly, People Magazine, Perez Hilton, TMZ in the house. And it became my life, thanks to...
A way of life.
A way of life, thanks to my lovely mother and best friend, Beth.
Hello. I'm glad we're doing this again.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous.
You said that the last time.
I know. It seems a little more real this time. Like, I think because I know you're going to tell people.
Last week you thought I was going to tell people. It was like a very last minute decision to decide to have multiple episodes out first.
True.
But I mean, you're right. I do feel a little nervous, like little butterflies in my stomach, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope everyone listens. But I really don't want anyone to listen at the same time.
The same way.
But I got to start somewhere, so I'm really excited.
I know. If you listen, don't mention it to us.
Just a little nudge and a wink.
Yeah.
But don't say anything else.
Yeah. Don't embarrass me.
Okay. So we talk about pop culture every day. So here we are sharing our takes on this week's, in our opinion, top stories. This time, we didn't share the stories, what you have and what I have. So I'm really excited for this.
And Jordan did some homework this week.
I did.
Jordan
I did
came
some
prepared.
research. I've got some bullet points and some sources so I don't sound dumb. So I'll go first.
Go for it.
We had a very heavy beginning episode last week with Taylor Swift. And I'm sorry, but she just stays in the headlines. So I'm going to piggyback off of that. Taylor Swift was spotted at the Chiefs versus Jets game on Sunday, which I actually watched football.
Because of Taylor?
Because of Taylor. Did I watch football? No, but I did.
You watched for Taylor.
I did look every time someone said Taylor's on the screen. Brandon tricked me one time and was like, oh, there she is, after I had already looked away. He's like, oh, just kidding. But anyway, it was a star-studded event.
Hugh Jackman was there.
He's good friends with Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds was there.
Is married to Blake Lively, who is Taylor Swift's best friend.
Yeah, but okay, I'm going to bring my husband and his friend. That's weird.
New York is like the capital of celebrity. They all live there. I'm sure they were Jets fans.
Okay, then Blake Lively's bringing Teen Witch, her sister, also. Like, that's kind of random.
Not if she's close to her sister, it's not.
But she's not dating Travis. Taylor is.
Her best friend is.
That's just the perks.
Yeah. It's a big box, big suite, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're going to have Hugh Jackman in there, that's pretty cool.
That's the only one you were like, wow, Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, no reaction?
I mean, I feel like they're with Taylor, or she's with Taylor a lot more than I would see Hugh Jackman pumping fist in a football stadium.
That is true. I would really like to know how many times. I mean, I'm sure they have been around each other, Hugh Jackman and Taylor Swift, plenty of times, but I don't know if I've ever seen them in public together.
Yeah.
I was really just going to say the stars that were there, but we just named most of them. Sophie Turner was also there.
She was? I didn't
she
see
was
her.
Right next to Taylor. She was there. Sabrina Carpenter was there. Anthony from Queer Eye was there. Yeah.
All in the box?
All in the box. And then Travis Kelce's mom had been at the Philadelphia game earlier in the day and came to the New York Chiefs game later and was in the box too.
How did she do two games?
Apparently, Philadelphia is not very far from
We are not a geographic podcast.
I said the same thing. And yeah, someone was like, they're not far. And I'm sure it was a private jet, which it was an earlier game the Eagles had. And then she was able to make the Chiefs game.
Did you see her sitting with Jake from State Farm?
Yes, and I thought that was hilarious.
Very impressed. I mean, Hugh Jackman, Jake from State Farm. I mean, pretty cool.
How much business do you think State Farm has now? Jake from State Farm is everywhere. So Taylor Swift had Sophie Turner at the game. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, she went to dinner with Sophie Turner, Blake Lively, Brittany Mahomes, and another girl. But the more famous people, Taylor, Blake, Sophie, went through the back Brittany and her friend came through the front of the restaurant.
Course.
Yeah. But they went to it's called Emilio's in Soho. And Joe Jonas happened to say that was one of his favorite Italian restaurants in New York. And Sophie Turner just happens to pick that to be the restaurant they all go
Good.
have dinner at.
Good.
So funny. Travis Kelce was also spotted leaving Taylor's New York apartment at 11 a.m. on Sunday before making his way back to the Chiefs hotel in New Jersey so he could travel to the stadium with his teammates. So
You think he spent the night?
I think he spent the night.
No.
Yeah.
You think they're already like spending the night partners?
There is speculation that they have been connected a lot longer than the public thinks.
Oh.
That whenever he shared the story on his podcast, that was just their way to like test the waters, because he was spotted back in July wearing a Taylor Swift friendship bracelet, and people were like making connections already.
Was she already broken up with Joe?
Her and Joe have been broken up since the beginning of the year.
Oh.
Where have you been? She's been connected to Maddie Healy since then.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I think
the good
right
stuff.
when she went on tours when they broke up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The name of our podcast.
Also, fun fact about Brittany Mahomes, who gets lots of hate on the internet, but, you know, she's married to Patrick Mahomes, who went to my alma mater, so I refrain. But this I take that back because this might have been my deciding factor on where she lies in my ranks of life.
Yeah.
She does not follow Taylor Swift on Instagram, but do you know who she follows?
Who?
Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian, and also Hailey Bieber. So she's very much not Team Taylor.
Ooh.
Ugh. But they were seen talking and like, you know, hanging out. So maybe she's a nice person.
Well, I mean, she was doing all the videos with Jax. Isn't his name Jackson?
Jackson, little brother. Yeah.
Yikes.
My sister's boyfriend, who shall remain nameless, went to high school. The same high school that Patrick Mahomes went to, and went to high school with Jackson Mahomes, and said he wasn't that great of a person then either.
Yikes. Where has he been now?
In the background, probably not trying to get sued.
Yeah. Terrible.
Crazy. All right, your turn.
Okay. So, Teen Mom, Janelle.
Oh, yes. Please tell me everything.
Yes. So, as you know, I've been watching Teen Mom literally since it started. I kind of fell off the wagon the last couple of years because we don't have MTV. But I have followed her since she was literally 16 and pregnant. And her son, Jace, who she had with some drug addict, and then...
Didn't die.
No, he didn't die.
That's
no.
Farrah's.
That's Farrah.
Okay.
Farrah, yeah. Jace's dad, he went to like, I don't know, another country to be some kind of model.
Okay, that's
but
right.
if you like meth-looking models, that's what he would be. He looks...
I don't remember him looking like that whenever it came out.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was that terrible looking back then, but since all this has come out, he has put out a video, obviously like a TikTok, and he looks terrible. He looks straight meth head, saying that like, let Jace talk to him, and but dude, you haven't been around in 14 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Jace had been living with the grandma, Barbara. And Janelle lost custody of Jace back when he was a little baby, and Barbara has had him this whole time. Well, Janelle has since gotten married to David and had a baby with David. Also in between that, she had a baby with Nathan. So she's got 3 kids, 3 dads, and she's married to the most recent one. So last year or so, she ended up getting custody back of Jace because her and her mom have been getting along. They have a terrible, toxic family. So Janelle finally got custody back of Jace. She was still getting him like every other weekend. Now he lived there. He has ran away 3 times in the last 3 months to where the police are out looking for him.
Wow.
So this latest time, they found him at Barbara's house, and he told the police that he's being abused by David. And there were marks on his neck and on his arm where he had been grabbed, and they took him to the hospital to get checked out. They have, as of 2 days ago, he's still in the hospital getting a mental health evaluation.
Oh, poor kid.
Yes.
Is that the same husband who abused Janelle?
Yes. In 2019, Janelle called 911 because David was hitting her and cracked her collarbone.
Wow.
No charges were filed, though, and she stayed with him.
Is this also the guy who shot their dog?
Yes. They had a small Frenchie. A little
It was a little
Frenchie.
dog?
It was a little Frenchie.
I don't know why in my head I thought it was like a big giant dog.
No. And their daughter, who they have together, was playing with the dog, and it nipped her. Playing with roughhouse with the dog, and it's going to nip the baby. Of course,
that's its nature.
So he was so pissed off that he took the dog out on the front porch and shot and killed the dog.
That is horrible.
Kids were inside.
Abusing Jace is also horrible.
Yeah.
He's a horrible human being.
Horrible human being. In 2019 also is when he got Janelle fired from Teen Mom. They have had issues with him in the past by not wanting to film and getting mad at Janelle when she's trying to film, or they're trying to, do something and the kids are there and it's like the kids are bothering them or something. Well, he went to a production party, like a
wrap-up party?
Like a wrap party, yeah. And they cut him off from the bar because he was drinking. This is all the teen moms, all their spouses, all their parents, all the kids are at this party. And I saw the clip today of him getting mad because they cut him off the bar. And he was like, fine, I'm just going to go get it from the fucking store. Like, no big deal. And Janelle's kind of just playing it off. Like, you could tell she's like embarrassed, but she's
sure she deals with that every day.
Every day. So he pulls a knife out and starts popping balloons on his way out of the room.
Wow.
And they're like, get this dude out of here. Like, you're done.
Did they ever try to make him do any sort of anger management or anything like that?
Nothing. I mean, he hasn't been charged with anything, so he's not going to volunteer.
You can't just make somebody do that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can just volunteer to go, but you can't just make them. Unless they're being
that's a shame.
Court ordered.
They should, somehow figure out how to court order him.
It's terrible. And she posted yesterday or today, a TikTok. And I mean, she's just getting dragged to filth. People are just coming for her that she has stayed with David for this long anyway. And people are just like, girl, he ain't it.
Do you think she just has that victim mentality where she's going to keep staying? Or do you think... what is the alternative to that, I guess?
Exactly. I mean, I think she is living in hell, and I don't think that she thinks the life outside of that hell is going to be any different than the hell she's living. So it's kind of like the devil you know.
So sad.
It's like stay with the devil you know.
And she really, just based on her background, the rest of her life that we've seen on the show, she really doesn't know too much different. I don't know if she ever had a stable moment. No. A good life.
No. She did get a associate's degree. I don't remember in what, but she did get a degree, and she has a house, and she was doing brand deals, but David has nixed that because everybody's fired her for being such a terrible person and your terrible husband. But she posted on TikTok yesterday or today, of her just sitting in the mirror doing her hair, and behind her is a Kesha song, that praying song, I hope you pray or something like that.
Yeah.
And people are just like, girl, stay off of TikTok.
Why are they roasting her for that?
Because your son is having mental health evaluations. Get off TikTok. We don't need to see your life.
You should be worried about Jace.
Yeah. We don't need to see you crying into the camera and saying that people are being mean to you.
Yeah.
You are asking for it when you put this out there.
That's true.
It's terrible. It's sad. And it's sad. I wish she would just wake up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think too many of the teen moms have lived a great life, unfortunately.
True. Yeah. Oh, that's so sad.
Side note, teen mom Kale just announced that she did have a 5th baby.
Did she? So she hid the whole pregnancy.
Hid the whole pregnancy. Wouldn't. She has a podcast, and she just wasn't going to address it.
Is it because is this a fifth baby daddy?
It's a fourth because she has 2 with 1. She got 4 kids, 3 dads. Now she has 5 kids, 4 dads. Yeah.
Is she with this dad?
I don't think so. No. And it's another boy. So she has 5 boys.
Wow. That's a lot of boys.
It's a lot of boys. It's a lot of baby daddies.
And the oldest one, you said 14.
Yeah.
Jace is 14. So that makes her oldest one 14. Wait, no. Kale was on Teen Mom too.
Yeah. She was on Teen Mom too. Yeah. So Isaac is probably 13.
Yeah. Has to be. And then she just has like a brand new baby.
And then she has Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
And then she has Lux. And Crew. Those are the 2 with the guy that beat her.
Yeah, okay. I remember Lincoln and Lux. And then that's all I got.
And then her new one is... I can't remember the name, but yeah. 5 kids.
Oh, that sounds sad for her too.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay.
I know. So that's what I got on Teen Mom.
All right, my turn. Did you hear about Pete Davidson? Yes or no?
What about him?
Well, I was wondering if you had just heard about it already. So this past weekend, according to Page 6, I've been meaning to cite my sources, but I haven't. Anyway, Pete Davidson wrecked the passenger side of his car while he was leaving one of his stand-up shows. It was just against the side of a wall while he was exiting the venue. So in the pictures, you can just see like the scrapes, but he just like throws his hands up like, sorry.
What?
Hey.
Like hit and run? Like he sideswiped it and then he just
It
kept
wasn't
driving?
a vehicle he sideswiped. I think it was just the wall.
But his car was close enough to a wall to sideswipe it?
Correct. And leave marks.
What the hell?
So this incident is following his incident that happened in July, I believe. He crashed into a house in Beverly Hills with his ex-girlfriend in the car. No one was hurt in that, but he was ordered to enter an 18-month diversion program because of the charge.
Uh-huh. And didn't he go away to a treatment center also?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's fully sober and clean. He smokes cigarettes still. You could see it in the picture. But yeah, he still just can't drive.
What the hell? He's sober and he's still crashing like that?
I mean, he really may just be a bad driver for this one. Yeah.
Sounds like you.
It is true. That's true. I was leaving the post office today. No, I was going to the post office today in like the older part of town. And I was going up into the parking lot and my car went and just like right the dip. It just scraped the bottom end, top end. Whatever is that? The bottom end, front end of my car.
Yeah.
Which was kind of out of my control. I had no idea, but it went and then as I was leaving, it did the same thing. I tried to go so slow because...
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, my poor car. I tried to go at an angle and it still kind of like scraped it. My poor car has just been so beat up.
I know.
But you'd never know. It's fixed now. Ha ha.
I saw a TikTok that said if you don't run over a curb coming out of a drive-thru, like you can't eat.
The amount of times I've done that. I feel embarrassed talking about it because I will find a curb, a corner, like Chick-fil-A when you got to stay in the lanes and you turn too much. I'm like, there's people around you everywhere. And you're just going to be like, oh shit, sorry. Oops. Please don't look at me.
I was driving into the Nike parking lot yesterday and I was turning right and I guess I took it too sharp and went right over the curb.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Oh man.
There was this one time, and I think this might have been one of the first times I had ever like hit a curb maybe, but I was going back to my dad's house with like my sister in the car. I don't know how old I was. Old enough, definitely older. But you know, the stoplight by the Whataburger and like those gas stations. I turned too sharp and hit the curb. This kid sticks his head out of his window and says, "Hey, you hit the curb." I was so embarrassed. I wanted to die on the spot.
Like, thanks.
Yeah. Hey, there's a curb there. It was horrible. I couldn't drive then and I can't drive now.
I know.
Hopefully I don't end up like Pete Davidson. I've never crashed into a house, so that's a win.
Knock on wood.
But I have crashed into a front yard.
Yes, you did.
That's enough of that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
So have you heard anything about the YouTuber and TikTok Ruby Frankie?
Is that the mom who's like
Yes.
abusing her children?
Yes.
Okay,
So she is a Mormon mother of 6 and living in Utah. Her and her husband decided to start a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers. And it's just basically a day in the life of a busy mom with 6 kids. She and this Jamie Hildebrand, who is also a life coach, decided to do a podcast and YouTube channel. But she is like extreme. Like she would
extreme how?
Extreme with her punishments, extreme with her child rearing.
She was posting that stuff or talking about it?
Posting it.
Okay.
So she had the oldest kid, I think he was like 16, his name is Chad. He pulled a prank on his brother, his little brother, who was like 10. And he woke his little brother up in the middle of the night at 2:30. He said, "Hey, pack your bags. We're going to Disneyland." So the little kid got up, middle of the night, packed his bags, ready to go out the door. And the 16-year-old kid was like, "Ha ha, that's a joke."
Okay, harmless.
Harmless. Do you know what his punishment was?
What?
He got his bedroom taken away.
That is so sad. Everything?
Everything. He slept in a beanbag chair in the family room for 7 months.
Because he pulled a prank?
Because he pulled a prank. She said their children do not have personal privacy, period.
Ooh, devastating. That's wrong.
And the videos she would post, he was sitting with her and she was telling him, "Oh yeah, I got my room back." And she was like, "Yeah, but what did you do?" And he told about the prank. And she's like, "Yeah, well, you might not get your room back." So then her 6-year-old daughter was at school. This is just all videos that she is posting. Hungry. 6-year-old little girl, hungry. Didn't have a lunch. Teacher called, said, "I'm very uncomfortable with you sending her without a lunch every day. She's hungry." The mom says, "Sorry. It was her older sister's responsibility to pack her lunch. And she didn't. So now she doesn't eat lunch."
Wow.
She like withholds food from them.
Wow.
It's the craziest thing. So she has been charged. Well, her and her husband split up. So it's just her and the kids. She's been charged with 6 counts of felony child abuse.
As she should.
As she should. So the 12-year-old, there's like a girl in high school, or a girl in college, like a 16, 17-year-old boy, 2 middle kids, and then 2 younger kids. Like 9 and 10 are the youngest. The 12-year-old boy crawled out of the house through the window with duct tape around his hands, duct tape around his feet, crawled to the neighbor's house begging for food and water.
Oh, I want to cry. That's horrible.
I heard the 911 tape of the man calling on this kid, and he was crying. He was like, "This kid has been through some stuff. He's hungry, he's thirsty, he has duct tape around his extremities, and he's severely malnourished." They took him and his little sister to the hospital for severe malnutrition.
Oh, these sounds like those really sad cases that we see of the kids that are like put in cages.
Yes. And so that's how it all started.
How can people be so cruel?
The older daughter was like, "We've tried to tell this multiple times," but the mom and the dad cut the family off. Like the mom's sisters has no contact with her or the children. Her parents has no contact with her. Like she's cut everybody off and just like isolated them in this house.
So she can get away with abuse.
Yes, getting away with abuse. So her and the Hildebrand lady are still in prison or still in jail waiting trial held without bond until the trial because they are coming up with so much more evidence.
Wow.
Of
Just
the
keep
abuse.
finding more.
Yes. It's so sad. And she was literally making YouTube videos.
Like picture perfect family?
No. That's what's crazy.
Oh, wait. Yeah, she's like, the evidence is literally her words.
Yeah. And so she would, like, one of the little girls, like, she was like 2 or 3 at the time, maybe 4. I don't know. About this high. Spilt nail polish in the bathroom, on the tile, and on the rug. The mom cuts the camera. Camera comes back on. The older daughter's there saying, well, it came up. It's clean. We got it all together. And she's like, well, what if it was the other way around? What if it didn't come up? And the daughter was like, but it did. You know, it worked out. It's fine. And the little girl comes in there and she's like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like, well, I'm more mad about you coming into my room when you're not supposed to. You know you're not supposed to be in my room. I'm more mad that you got into my things that did not have your name on it. I mean, it was scary. And these little kids don't know if she's like joking or being serious.
Does she joke with them?
No.
Okay, so then they probably take everything she says seriously.
Yeah, but they're trying not to make her look like a monster on video. They're like, kind of just giving like a half-hearted smile, like, oh, this is uncomfortable, but I don't know what to say. It's weird.
That is really weird. Really sad.
I hope she stays in jail.
I bet she will.
Yeah.
They're in Utah?
Yeah.
I wonder what their justice system is like. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And just like abuse in plain sight is even scarier.
Yeah. Very scary.
That's a really sad story.
I know. I had 2 sad stories.
Well,
Both child abuse.
yeah, that's devastating. Okay.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. My next top story is Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. A continuation, I guess. They're staying in the headlines, which is kind of sad in their case because it all pertains to their custody battle, I guess, and their divorce. That's been such a hot topic. So on Tuesday, lawyers met for the couple and they agreed to a 4-day mediation beginning on Wednesday. So previously, a judge set a January 2nd trial date to decide whether or not Jonas wrongfully retained their children's passports. Mm-hmm. And they're doing this mediation so they can avoid the trial. So Wednesday, they had their first trial date. Or not trial date.
Mediation.
Wednesday, that they had their first mediation. It lasted 8 hours.
Oof.
And then Joe Jonas wasn't seen leaving until 2 hours later. So he was there 10 hours.
So I heard today on the radio that during mediation, like they aren't in the room together. It's her lawyer in her room, his lawyer in his room with him. And then they talk and then the lawyers go into a room together.
Oh my God.
And then they go back out to each separate room. So they spent 10 hours or 8 hours not even together. Like,
wow.
The mediations are separate.
But do you think like maybe if it's not so hostile, they could be in the same room? Like, or is it always they are separate? Because I, in my brain, was like, they're sitting across from the table and their lawyers are right next to them. But
yeah,
no.
but if they can't make a decision and can't get along, why would they do it in front of people?
That's true.
Yeah. So they're going to, I guess, instead of having to like call my lawyer, like we have them here in the same room.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah. That's probably have to set up 4 days for it.
So if they started on Wednesday, that means they end Saturday. But we, as the public, obviously won't know any of those types of details.
No.
Do court, like divorce papers, get put out for public record? Or is it only like just the paper that says, the like legal paper saying you're filing for divorce?
Like their court.
Like this
if
is
they
stuff
went to trial?
Yeah. Like, is it if they went to trial, like it would become public?
I think so.
But this stuff obviously doesn't become public because this is how they want to work it out in private.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to go to England?
I really don't. I don't know what you know what? I really don't know what the best solution is for them, because if Joe continues to keep doing like Jonas Brothers stuff, then he's got to be here. Mm-hmm. And Sophie wants to be home, and like her majority of her life is there. Like, I get wanting to go home, but I just don't know where like Joe Jonas's brain was when he decided to move there, and like he wanted that to be permanent, because that means he'd have to take a step back from his job. Like, what would he do then? But he must have had this worked out somehow once they literally, looked at houses and stuff like that.
Who do you think has more money?
I want to say Joe. They did sign a prenup.
Oh, that's good.
Because
So
Sophie,
even with all that Game of Thrones money?
Joe had been in a band for like 15 years before that.
Yeah, but he split it with two other brothers.
Maybe not. He was like the main male actor in Camp Rock.
He probably just got his lunch money for free.
Oh, ha 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 ha. He was older than that.
Disney's paying, mega bucks for Camp Rock.
His face was everywhere, which I know all of their faces were everywhere, but they might have. That was like the height of the Jonas Brothers for the tweens at the time. Mm-hmm. They were on lunchboxes, backpacks.
Mm-hmm. Game of Thrones
was only like a pop culture moment for what?
10 years?
Okay, but he has literally been a Jonas brother since 2006. I'm just saying because they were so big in like 2008, 2009. You wouldn't know that because you're so old. Mm-hmm. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Because I don't see tweens.
Google it right now. Google it right now.
Tweens aren't paying all this money.
Their mothers were. There's more
true.
tweens than there were Game of Thrones watchers.
No.
Mom, you Google how much Sophie Turner's net worth is, and I'm going to Google Joe Jonas's net worth.
All right.
Right now. Okay, I got mine. Joe Jonas, according to Celebrity Net Worth, is worth $50 million.
Oh.
Now, what is Sophie Turner's?
Only 12.
See? Okay. He's been in the biz a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's got, 15 years on her?
True.
I think that's not true, but he's 34. She's 27. What's that? 8 years? Oh.
What is it?
He's 34. She's 27. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Yeah, 8 years. Okay, so not 15, but 8. All right.
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay, I guess he has more money.
Your turn.
I don't have any more.
That was it?
I only had 2 stories.
You didn't tell me that. You have a full front and back for 2 stories? You did have a lot of information. All right. Since you don't have any more, I'm just going to go off of what else I had then.
Yeah. Because you said you had like 5 already. So I was like, well, let me just throw 2 in there.
That's true. Well, okay. So this one isn't really much of a story, but kind of like an honorable mention. Mariah Carey announced she's going on tour.
For what?
Exactly. A 13-date run.
13 days?
She announced it on Twitter. She said, yes, the actual defrosting has begun, announcing the Merry Christmas One and All tour on sale 10/6. So technically, those went on sale today. But she's, just doing a 13-day run. It's all Christmas music because her whole personality, it feels like, is now Christmas. Like, you don't hear
I think she's Mrs. Claus now.
Like, you don't hear or see Mariah Carey until Christmas time.
Yeah.
But it becomes like a big thing, like memes on the internet of her defrosting, her and Michael Bublé like preparing for the Christmas time because that's essentially what they're all known for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was that. It was really just you hadn't mentioned it, and
I never heard it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go see it.
It's only around like California and like just LA areas. It's not very many. Maybe Vegas too.
Yeah, I could see a Vegas.
But you know
if
what?
I was in Vegas, I would go see Mariah Carey.
I was literally about to ask you, has she ever had a residency?
I think she might have.
I think she might have that too. That's what she should have done. I'm going to Google that too. Mariah Carey did have a Vegas residency.
Ooh.
The Butterfly Returns was a concert residency by Mariah Carey at Caesar's Palace. It began on July 5th, 2018 and concluded on February 29th, 2020. She did that for almost 2 years. How did we not know that? Or not remember that? This was her second residency in Vegas. She had one in 2015 to 2017. Which that makes sense why it's probably the Butterfly Returns. Yeah. If she had already had one.
I didn't even know that.
Wow. I mean, I guess you can do that when you're Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I'm sure she made loads of money.
Yeah.
And doesn't need to really do anything else.
I can't imagine her voice being as good as
her little whistle tones.
Yeah.
I was going to try it, but I'm not even going to.
Do it.
How do you make it whistle?
Oh my gosh.
So you know how we talked about Drew Barrymore last week, didn't we?
Yes.
Did you see that her 3 head writers declined to return?
Yeah. They can't trust her.
I tried to find more information on why.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming like contracts, you can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Because all I could find were just that they like decided not to return, and they were offered deals after like the they were offered deals after the writers' strike, was lifted, but still declined. And that's pretty much all I could find.
So are they without a job?
Probably not. They were her 3 head writers. I'm sure they found something.
Else.
Yeah. Just crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, she could have waited 2 weeks to put up that
It's
sad
hilarious.
video.
It's so sad. It's nuts. I hope they were treated well, and I hope they're going to get treated better.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've got 2 more stories.
Okay.
You want to hear?
Yeah.
All right. My next one, Ariana Grande and her new boyfriend, Ethan Slater, are living together. They were spotted at Disney holding hands like maybe last week, and that was like their public outing. Well, they just, became a little more serious. So like a month ago, Daily Mail reported that they were living together. But a source confirmed to Us Weekly that it's true.
She's just embarrassing at this point.
I mean, seriously, like, she has a horrible track record.
Yeah.
It's very sad, and it just makes her look so bad. No self-respect.
No.
Or respect for others.
Women.
Yeah.
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 Married women.
Yes.
Terrible.
I mean, even women in relationships, she had stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mac Miller was one.
Yeah, the guy that was with the girl from Glee.
Yes. Jason Derulo? No.
Jason Derulo.
Big Sean.
Big Sean. Yeah.
Big Sean and Naya Rivera. Duh. Yeah. Naya wrote in her book something about Big Sean and Ariana hooking up or something like that. I remember that. Well, anyway,
trashy.
so I'm going to read this for you. I'm going to read this for you. Ethan informed his friends and soon-to-be ex-wife, Lily J, not even ex-wife yet. Like, they're still legally married.
Didn't she just have a baby too?
Yes.
Terrible.
A little baby.
Ugh.
So informed his ex-wife and friends that he's living with Ariana full-time in New York. They're really happy and really good for each other. All of her friends love him. The source didn't specify when the private couple moved in. Isn't that insane?
I feel like she's going to move on as soon as she gets a next project.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like that's what she does.
Yes. She saw some, average looking guy singing in a hit musical, and everyone falls for a voice.
It's true.
So I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
She was just, stunned by the theater guy.
Ugh, and he's not cute.
No, he's not. He played SpongeBob and he looks like SpongeBob.
He does. He reminds me of SpongeBob.
It's horrible. And he's little.
He is little.
Which nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't, no.
They're two little people. Like, one needs to be bigger.
Yeah. Okay, so it also says, in Daily Mail's initial September 12th report, a source close to the situation claims Ariana is living with a married man right now while she is still married to Dalton, from whom she filed for divorce from in September 18th. Literally, everything is so recent. That's not even a month ago. Insane.
That poor Dalton. He's like, yeah, go over and film your musical. I'll be fine.
He even went and visited her on set to try to work it out when she was probably secretly shacking up with this other married guy with a newborn baby. So sad. So sad. Yeah, so they were just... Okay, timeline. It's crazy. So September 12th, the Daily Mail reported from a source that she was living with Ethan Slater. September 18th, she files for a divorce. September 22nd, she is seen holding hands with Ethan at Disney World. Neither of them have commented on their romance.
They don't have to. I'm just putting it all out there for us.
Both are currently in the process of divorcing their previous partners.
Oh, it's not a good look.
Sources stress that they did not start seeing each other romantically until after they were separated from their spouses.
Okay, Jan.
Sure. Sure. Okay, Jan. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Nuts. Wild. Horrible. She's not a girl's girl.
No.
The ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife said that.
Yeah.
And she was right.
100%.
On the money. She is not a girl's girl.
No.
Well, you know how I mentioned Jason Derulo?
Yeah.
I think it's because Jason Derulo is on my brain because Jason Derulo is being sued. He is being sued per People. I'm going to cite my source. Per People, a former aspiring singer. He took a girl under his wing. Her name is Amaza Gibson. She filed a complaint saying that he expected sex in exchange for success, is what she was quoted to say.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
What is wrong with these men?
Yep. Sexual harassment, alleging that he ended their working relationship after she denied his sexual advances. You think, Jason Derulo is going to help you? Her attorney said that Mr. Derulo's behavior toward this young artist was despicable. He not only broke promises and breached contracts, but his threats of physical harm and unconscionable. Is that a word?
Sure.
I think that's what it says. And unconscionable. I can't even say it, but that's the word. Sexual advances towards this young woman who is just trying to break in the industry were outrageous and illegal. Obviously, a rep for Derulo denied the allegations and said, "These claims are completely false and harmful. I stand against all forms of harassment and remain committed to supporting people chasing their dreams. I strive to live my life in a positively impacting way, so I'm deeply offended by these defamatory allegations." I'm very curious if anything else will come about this, or if females from the past maybe will have other stories.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's going to be something to watch.
Jason Derulo.
Well,
wow. I hope he's not a scumbag.
I mean, as much as he's been on TikTok, I feel like, I guess that's very, I shouldn't judge him for that. But for some reason, I'm judging him for being the face of TikTok.
He did make cool videos.
Yeah.
But he did have that pregnant girlfriend, and then they broke up or something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might be creep.
Might be. Sounds like all of them are. Men.
It does. Men. Well, those are my top stories. What about you?
That's mine. Let's see if I got any honorable mention.
We can talk about how we just keep seeing the Beckhams in the news.
Yeah.
But
I am going to watch their documentary.
And that's literally what I was about to say. That's why they've been popping up randomly. It's because they've got this documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why? Why? Who?
And I don't know anything about the Beckhams.
Posh Spice, soccer star.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Nicola Peltz Beckham.
Yep.
And then Brooklyn Beckham is their son, who's married to Nicola, whose family's really rich. And I'm pretty sure he took her last name also.
Shut up. What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure he's Brooklyn. Hold on, let me double check their name. But yeah, because I remember on Instagram when they got married, Posh didn't acknowledge the names. And people were saying it was major shade towards Nicola Brooke.
Why would he take her last name?
I don't know. He's
weird.
Weirdly obsessed with her.
Well, he married her, but
they're also best friends with Selena Gomez. They post pictures they're in a throuple, Brooklyn, Nicola, and Selena. Really weird. Yes. So he is now Brooklyn Joseph Peltz Beckham.
Oh my gosh.
But Victoria didn't acknowledge the double last name when she was like, congratulations, my son, blah, 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 all these things.
When women hyphenate their names, like Jordan Wakeman, Brandon doesn't go, or Jordan Garcia Wakeman, he wouldn't be Brandon Garcia Wakeman.
I don't think so. I think it's just a choice.
Yeah, that's not a good choice.
Dean and Kaylin from The Bachelorette.
Oh God, did he do it? He's
First
somebody
off,
who would do it.
I love them. If I could have ended up with anyone, I love Dean.
He's so weird.
At the time. I could have. But I really liked Kaylin.
I liked it too, yeah.
So they actually both chose to change their last name to Dean's mom's maiden name, mom's name. So they're now like the Bells.
Why?
You know how he was like Dean Ungert or
Yeah.
whatever his last name was? They decided to both change their last names to Bell.
And that wasn't his last name originally?
No. Literally, all it says... So they changed their last name to Dean's mom's maiden name, which is Bell. And it's just because it's more sentimental. So I'm thinking maybe he like doesn't...
I didn't know we could just change our last names like that.
You can change your name to anything. A legal name change. You could be, I don't know.
Victoria Beckham.
Exactly. You could be Victoria Beckham if you wanted. Maybe he just didn't have a good relationship with his dad or something. But yeah, and then they both got little bell pepper tattoos.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm. They even had a tattoo artist at their wedding, and you could see them getting little, like, small, tiny detail tattoos. And Dean got a little stick figure and let, like, different guests, I guess, maybe, put the different lines of the stick figure. So Kaylin did, like, one line, and, you know, someone else did another line. I don't know why I'm just got right on this, but Sarah, let me think of her name. Sarah from Modern Family. Sarah married to what's it?
Sarah Hyland.
Sarah Hyland. Yes, she was there. She's really good friends.
Yeah, I saw Wells. I think Wells was in it.
Yeah. So Sarah Hyland was also at their wedding, and she got a tattoo while she was there too.
Cute. I saw Wells.
Yeah, Wells and Ben were dancing. Ben Higgins
Yeah.
dancing on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Those cowboy hats were a choice. That's for sure. A statement was made with their cowboy hats. I actually really liked Kaylin's white one. I don't think I'd wear it, but it was giving me Meredith Blake vibes, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Her dress was pretty too.
Yeah, I think she's really pretty.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. So what you got planned for the weekend?
I have a wedding tomorrow.
Oh, what are you wearing to the wedding?
I did get a cute little brown dress and gonna wear my boots.
Oh, a little bit about. Is it an outdoor wedding?
We looked at it and I think you could do indoor outdoor, but I'm not sure what they're doing. It starts at 4. So, and it's in like 2 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be all day.
Hopefully it's open bar. But 2 hour drive is a long time.
Yeah.
So have fun dancing the night away.
Yeah. What are you going to do now that you're not babysitting? Oh, you're going to clean the house.
I'm going to clean the house. And I really don't think I have anything else planned for this weekend.
Nice. Sunday's my anniversary.
Oh, happy early anniversary.
Thanks. 2 years of wedded bliss.
Yay. That's exciting.
Yeah.
2 years came and went.
It did. It went that fast.
That's crazy. Are y'all going to do anything fun?
We'll probably just go to dinner. I'd ordered him a anniversary card on Amazon.
Hey, well, that's something.
I don't go anywhere, so I need it delivered.
Perfect. I really don't think I'm doing anything this weekend. Wow. Doing absolutely nothing this weekend.
Nice.
I guess finishing wedding invitations.
Yes.
That's really on my to-do list.
Should be up there.
And also, I have a dinner, I guess, with my bridesmaids on Sunday.
Fun.
And I thought I picked out my wedding colors, but I'm going a little bit back and forth. So now I'm going to have them look and help me choose.
Ooh, what are the options?
Well, I really liked bright colors. I was going to go like pink, yellow, orange. Like kind of tropical.
Yeah.
But you know, pretty. And then I also still really like the like lighter pastels, kind of more like springy colors. I'm just not sure anymore.
It's different. You got to like completely change your mindset because it is in October, but it's in Mexico.
What's in October?
Cut
Not
that.
my wedding.
Cut that. Mine was in October. What the hell am I thinking? Mine was in October.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's mine. I am having a summer wedding. Excuse me.
God, I'm an idiot.
Well,
Yeah. I think I like both of those ideas.
I'm going to pull some more like pictures up on Pinterest and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm really leaning towards the bright, pretty colors.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be pretty. What kind of dress are you thinking?
That I have no idea.
Oof.
Absolutely none.
So we're just going to go shopping and just...
Yes. Which I've been meaning to talk to you about when you're available to go. Cora's only available like a couple weekends, and now I already forgot them. I'm going to have to ask her again. One of them was in October. Maybe the third weekend of October. Not this weekend. Not next weekend, but the weekend after. And then maybe like that first weekend of November if I don't find anything. Which I should probably mention something to my sister and my stepmom too.
Yeah, I'm going to the last weekend in October. I'm going to Chris Stapleton and then to Chuck's house.
Okay, that's fine because I have a quince to go to.
Okay. Yeah, that third weekend's perfect.
My cousin Martin, his daughter, his oldest daughter, when he had in high school, 15.
Oh my God.
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun quinceañera to go to, though.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Her dress is pretty.
Well,
that wraps up our top stories of the week. Thank you so much for listening.
wraps up week 2.
Like and support, comment, share. You can find us on anywhere podcasts are available. Also, look out for us on Instagram. I'm starting an Instagram.
My eyes just got super big.
I'm giving you access to. So then we can just like share stories on there. I'm thinking. Maybe not. Should I not do that?
What do we put on Instagram?
Lots of people have Instagrams. How are they going to find us? You need socials to follow.
True.
Well, postponing that. We'll
revisit that
next week.
Okay, this was fun.
All right.
I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.